Forward
Yes,
contracts
ma'am.
are the type of derivative contracts. Forward contract basically are the contracts in which there is an agreement done by two parties, that is the buyers and sellers. Buyer will agree to buy and seller will agree to sell a specific quantity of an asset at a certain future date at predetermined price, right? Let's say A and B, there are two parties. A enter into a contract explaining his part as the buyer. Buyer is also known as long position holder, and B is the seller, who is also known as the short position holder. So buyer will tell that I will purchase the contract at 50 rupees, but seller will tell that no, I will sell it at 60 rupees. So the simple thing is that both will agree at a particular price that can be known as the contract price, and that price will be now the determined price by both of them. Let's say the contract is finalized at 55 rupees. So the basic agreement which is being done by both of the parties, where both have bargained together and enter into a contract with 55 rupees, is known as the forward contracts. The contract are customized. Customized means these are the tailor-made contracts. Tailor-made means both the parties can together decide what would be the price, what would be the quantity, what grade of commodity can be obtained by both of them. These contracts are exposed to market risk. Let's say if the A have entered into the contract at 55 rupees and seller has agreed to sell it at 55 after some time duration, let's say 3 months. After 3 months, the market price of the same contract becomes 50 rupees. So might be buyer do not come for such kind of contract, and that market risk will affect both the parties. So in this type of contract, because there is no mediator, the risk is high. So the contracts can be leave or can be not exercised by the buyers, right? So such contracts are exposed by the market risk. So it can be that buyer are not coming and exercising the contracts. The parties can reverse the contracts. This term means offsetting. Offsetting means, offsetting is a contract, or it is a terminology used in forward contracts where both the parties can change their positions. Let's say if there is one party who is the buyer and another party who is the seller. So both the parties will enter into the contract and change their position as per the scenario. I am explaining one example. Let's say there is one buyer who enters into a contract with, let's say, 10 kgs of sugar with another party who is the seller. So the buyer after some time will decide that he wants to change his position. Let's say after 2 months. After 2 months, he will enter into another contract with another party and will become seller. So after 3 months of the contract, the previous contract would be exercised and he will receive the quantity. When he will receive the quantity with another party, he has exercised the contract, he will sell that contract. So at one stage, he was the buyer of the contract. At another contract, he was the seller of the contract. This is only, or this is exclusively done in forward contracts. In options and in future contracts, such kind of flexibility is not allowed in the contracts. In this contracts, you can become, if you are a buyer, you can become a seller of the contract. If you are a seller, you can become buyer of the contract. So you can change the positions. Next point is, these contracts are traded in the recognized stock exchange or over the counter. Over the counter means on the counter. Sometimes there are many participants or many dealers or many primary dealers who enter the contract and bargain the price at that time only, and they exercise the contracts at that time. Because in stock exchange, you have to wait for the exchange for a particular time period. But over the counter, all the contracts can be exercised easily and instantly, right? Next is importance of forward contracts. Forward contracts are basically those where position can be changed. Forward contracts are those which help to hedge the risk of many contractors, many dealers. Because let's say if I am a farmer, I am visualizing my contract with some company. I feel that my contract can be dealt out with some company at some price which may not be offered to me after some time period. So I will enter into the contract with that company today only itself, so that my risk can be hedged after some months. Next is if the forward contract, as such, there is no margin, there is no premium paid. Margin is paid in future contracts and premium is paid in option contracts. So there is a problem that counterparty's risk is there. Counterparty risk means that there might be one party which can leave the contract easily because there is no kind of token amount. Forward contracts are those contracts which are decided by both the sellers and the buyers. Both agree on a particular price and they only exercise the contracts. They only have the total right to exercise the contracts because it is a tailor-made contract. Both of them can decide together what to do and what not to do. I have placed one slide of difference between forward and future contracts in which I have discussed some of the important points, that is the difference between forward and future. In the class also I have explained this part where I have explained difference of forward and future into 11 to 12 points. But in this I have given only 6 to 7 points which are the most important, right? So first difference is forward contracts are traded over the counter. Future contracts are traded on the stock exchange. Second difference is mark to market is not possible. Mark to market price or mark to market means that let's say today's stock exchange completes at 3:30 p.m. and the price of particular commodity, let's say tea, is 200 rupees. So tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. again it will open up at 200, right? So this is not possible in forward contracts because mark to market is not there. Mark to market means beginning price of today is closing price of yesterday. So this is not there in the forward contracts. In fact, forward contracts are those contracts where buyer and seller have already done or already confined their prices. So this type of policy, mark to market, is not there in the forward contracts. But in the future contract, mark to market is there because the contracts are exercised on the stock exchange, right? So mark to market means if commodity price today ends up at 3:30 p.m. at rupees 300, so tomorrow it will open again at 300. This is the concept of mark to market. Forward contracts where no margin is paid, future contract where margin is paid. Forward contracts, it is very liquid market. Illiquid means as the contracts are hold for many months, like let's say 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, both the parties have to wait. So their amount is stuck up into the market. But future contracts, let's say I have purchased a contract at the beginning of March month, and as soon as the price drops, I can leave that contract. So that type of contract is known as liquid contracts or liquid market contracts because I can convert my contract easily into cash, right? Next is customized contract. Customized contract means both the contracts or both the grades, both the quantity and quality of the contract, everything is decided by buyers and sellers. So it can be customized as per their requirements. But future contracts are standardized contracts. Let's say if there is shares or if there is commodity of any company, so they will first determine what would be the quantity of per lot. Let's say if one contract comprises 100 shares, so one lot will be equal to 100 shares. That means it is a standardized contract. The company will not give you 50 or 60 or 70 shares or the quantity, because such contracts are standardized contracts. As such, the number of shares, number of commodities, or the number is fixed by the exchange. So this is the standardized contracts, as future contracts are not dealt by buyers and sellers. In fact, they are predetermined already by stock exchange. Forward contracts, the risk is transferred from hedgers to speculators. Hedgers are those who do not want to take the risk. Speculators are those who are risk takers. So from the risk givers, it is converted into risk takers. Future contracts, risk is transferred among the speculators, those people who are willingly opting the risk, who want to take the risk, who are the risk takers, only enter into future contracts. Forward contracts, the contract price remain fixed till the maturity of the contract. If the contract is exercised at 100 rupees, it will remain 100 till the end of the contract. But it is not possible in future contracts because future contract price keeps changing every day. Why? Because I have mentioned that point, mark to market is there. Let's say today's price of a commodity ends at 150 rupees. Tomorrow it becomes 160. Day after tomorrow it becomes 170. The contract price will keep on changing every day. Right? Next is terminology used in forward contracts. First terminology is underlying asset. Underlying asset basically means the asset in which the derivative contract is entered into. It is the asset on which forward contract is made. Let's say if the long position holder or buyer buy the asset for a particular price, then the short position holder or the seller will sell this asset. Various underlying assets can be equity shares, currencies, commodities, etc. I'm giving you one example for underlying asset. That is, let's say if there is sugar. Sugar is made up of sugar cane. So sugar cane is the underlying asset and sugar is the commodity. Price of sugar will depend upon sugar cane. So whatever the price of sugar cane will be there in the market, sugar price will change. Right? So underlying asset here will be sugar cane, commodity will be sugar. Next is contract price. Contract price is the price, contract size. Contract size is the size of the lot in which number of shares or number of commodities are exercised. Let's say one lot of one company is equals to 50 shares. So that is the contract size. Spot price. Spot price means current market price. The price at which underlying asset is quoted for buying and selling. It is known as spot price. Long position. Long position are those parties who agree to buy particular contract so that they can enter up into long position holder. Short position holder. Short position holders are those who agree to sell the contracts in future date and become short position holders, which means long position are those who are the buyers, short position are those who are the sellers. Next, this is one question which has been just like a buyer or a seller do. I have just placed simple values. Let's say there is a buyer and a seller who enters into the contract for rupees 280 per kg of tea for 50 kg of quantity. If the current market price of the contract is 250, find the profit or loss for both the parties. Let's say A is the buyer and B is the seller. A is the buyer, then he will buy the contract at 280 rupees for 50 kgs. Please check out, the current market price is given as 250, which is just to make you all confused. This value is not taken into the solutions because this is just the current market price. It does not bother the buyers and sellers because this is the price at which the contract estimate can be done. But they have entered into the contract at 280. So my 280 is the contract price. So I will consider 280. So buyer will exercise in the contract 280 price with 50 kgs of quantity, which makes it at 14,000 rupees. Now I have given some contradictory statements. Let's say if the price in the market becomes bullish, which means price increases. If it becomes 300, so 300 into 50, it becomes 15,000. But being a buyer of the contract, I have exercised the contract at 14,000. So after some time, the contract price becomes 15,000. So 15,000 less 14,000. I have earned the profit of 1,000 rupees. But after some time, if price decreases at 250, I have entered into the contract at 280, not at 250. So 250 into 50 is equals to 12,500. So there is loss of 1,500 because I have entered into the contract at 280 rupees, not at 250. So the difference of 1,500 is my loss. These both condition, price increase and price decrease, is the market situation which will happen after your exercising the contract. Remember this, you have exercised the contract at 280. Market can change, market can move upwards, market can move downwards. So I have explained both the things after that. This scenario is only for the buyers. Now for the sellers, let B be the seller. Contract price exercise is 280. 280 into 50, price becomes 14,000. If market price increases, let's say 300, I be the seller will have to earn the loss of 1,000 because seller always sell at high price. They do not sell at low price. So the market price becomes 300. 15,000 minus 14,000, there is a loss of 1,000 rupees. If the price decreases, then I will earn the profit of 1,500 because I have to sell my contract at 280 per kg. Now whatever the per kg price becomes, I do not have any problem because I have to sell it at high price, not at low price.